J Storms! And tomorrow night, live on the WWE Network, a beast will put the Universal title up on the line against a machine and a monster among men in a monstrous triple threat match. Also, two men who claim that the commissioner of their own brand has a personal vendetta against them have an opportunity to become the first ever co-WWE champions, and they look to do that by defeating the phenomenal WWE champion. And there are two, that's right, you heard me correctly, two Royal Rumbles, one man and one woman, where the winners of both of those Royal Rumbles will go to WrestleMania 34 to fight for their respective brand championships. But before it's time for the monster, the machine, and the beast to clash, before it's time for that phenomenal champion to defend his world title in said handicap match, before it's time for the Royal Rumble, it's time for the rundown! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video right here on YouTube.com. You already know who I am. Mr. Controversy! And the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. This is the official rundown for WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which will be going up live tomorrow night on the WWE Network, with the pre-show starting at a special start time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, obviously with the main show starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to go through each and every single one of the matches that have been announced for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I'm going to give you my preview, my predictions, and what I think can come out of each and every single match. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the matches, shall we? If you missed it, yesterday, they announced three huge matches for the Royal Rumble pre-show. Number one, obviously, has to do with the Cruiserweight division. It is going to be Gran Metalik, Lince Dorado, and Kalisto versus TJP, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak. Obviously, we all know what happened with Enzo. He was supposed to defend his title against Cedric Alexander, but, you know, the whole sexual assault scandal, that fell apart, and the match was canceled. Now they have this Cruiserweight match. This should be a good opportunity for each and every single Cruiserweight to showcase what they are capable of. Obviously, we have the announcement of the 205 Live manager coming this Tuesday on 205 Live, of course, on the WWE Network. So, this match, obviously, the Cruiserweight six-man tag team match on 205 Live earlier, that was a very fun match. I enjoyed it. You should definitely watch 205 Live more often. It's actually a very, 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 very good show if you take a look at it. My guess about the 205 Live manager and his decision, I'm going to go with Mick Foley. I actually think Mick Foley would be a perfect fit for a 205 Live manager, since they kind of shafted him in the Raw General Manager position. We all know what happened there. My guess is they're going to do a 205 Live tournament. I think that's the best decision that they can go with at this point in time. And if I was them, I would put Cedric and Mustafa in the final. There's a lot of different choices that you can go. You can go with Mustafa and Gulak. We all know that rivalry has a big history behind it. You can go with Cedric and Mustafa, Tony Nese and Cedric, Kira Tozawa and Mustafa Ali. But most importantly, they need to make the right decisions, and they need to do the brackets wisely. As far as the match goes at the Royal Rumble, I have a feeling it should be a very fun match to kick off the show. And I fully expect Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado to come out victorious in the same exact fashion that they did on 205 Live this past Tuesday. No question. Match number 2 for the pre-show is the Club, the Balor Club, Gallows and Anderson versus the Revival. Obviously, we all know what happened with the Revival and them getting buried at Raw 25. Hopefully, this is a shot for them to redeem themselves. This is their first official pay-per-view match. The first of many, I hope. And the Revival are going up against the Balor Club. Obviously, Gallows and Anderson are the two men that I proposed that Rollins and Jordan drop the tag team titles to. But in this case, I have a feeling that the Revival are going to come out victorious. I really don't see any reason why the Revival won't come out victorious. I believe they are well overdue for a pay-per-view win after what happened in 2017 with Dash breaking his jaw and then Dawson injuring his bicep. So we all know where that led to. But now that they're both healthy, they are both rejuvenated, now I fully expect the Revival to get back on the winning track. They are going to beat Gallows and Anderson at the Royal Rumble pre-show, and we'll see where that goes from there. Match number 3 for the Royal Rumble pre-show is Bobby Roode's U.S. Open Challenge. Yes, Bobby Roode is the third man that is going to bring the United States Open Challenge to WWE. Obviously, we all know AJ Styles did it. We all know John Cena did it. Now it's Bobby Roode's turn. As far as the person who's going to accept the challenge, I am not entirely sure. They have a lot of options they can go with here. They could go with Mahal, which is the most logical choice. They could go with Mojo Rawley. They could go with Sin Cara. They can go with Zack Ryder. There's a lot of people that have the potential to accept the U.S. Open Challenge. But regardless of who accepts it, there is no doubt in my mind that Bobby Roode is going to come out victorious. If I were them, I would actually have Sin Cara accept it. And because of the fact that Sin Cara hasn't really been utilized to his full potential on SmackDown Live. He had his little mini feud with Corbin, but I knew he wasn't going to win the United States title there. But you could certainly make him you can certainly make him the United States champion down the line. But for now, I think he would be a perfect fit to face Bobby Roode, have a decent match with Roode, and Roode can get a successful title defense in there. So Bobby Roode is going to win his United States Open Challenge. Now on to the main show. Let's talk about the Raw Tag Team title match between The Bar and Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. We all know that The Bar, they lost to Titus Worldwide 2 weeks in a row. They've kind of been on the losing end on Monday Night Raw. We all know that Rollins and Jordan, they are heading towards a match at WrestleMania 34. However, I do not think this is the time for them to lose the titles. I think that giving the titles right back to The Bar will only devalue the prestige of the Raw Tag Team titles. The Bar have been in the Tag Team title picture all year. It's time for them to take a hike. It's time for them to take a step back, and it's time for Monday Night Raw to insert some new teams in there. My guess is they're going to insert Titus Worldwide in there, which I like, mainly because of the fact that Apollo Crews is, without a doubt, one of the most athletic men in the WWE. And number two, because they've just been sitting in the back doing nothing. And I believe that they have the potential to be good baby faces and possibly get a run with the tag team titles. If I was them, I would have The Bar lose to Rollins and Ambrose. I would have Titus Worldwide get a title defense sometime, or get a title shot, rather, sometime before the Elimination Chamber. And then Gallows and Anderson take the titles off of Rollins and Jordan at the Chamber. So, based on that scenario that I laid out for you alone, you would know that Rollins and Jordan should come out victorious. I really don't see anything else happening but Rollins and Jordan coming out victorious. If they give it back to The Bar, it would be a huge, huge, huge mistake. WWE would be making a major mistake in the Raw Tag Team division if they would give the titles back to The Bar. Rollins and Ambrose to come out victorious. Next is the SmackDown Tag Team title match, which I think has the potential to be one of the matches of the night outside of the Royal Rumble. Because you got Benjamin and Gable, who are without a doubt probably the second best team on SmackDown Live, outside of the Usos, of course. The Usos, we all know, are the flag bearers of the tag team division across both brands, no matter how you look at it. The Usos are, without a doubt, the best tag team in the world. But I think it's time for the Usos to drop the titles, and I think it's time for someone new, some new faces in the SmackDown Live Tag Team division to get their run with the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. Benjamin, we all know, has clicked very well with Chad Gable. Chad Gable, we all know, has the potential to be a great mid-card champion if he is to split up from Shelton Benjamin in the near future. But I think that they should get a run with the tag team titles. And I propose the idea of having Rusev Day, that's right, Rusev and A in English, they should be the ones to take the titles off of Benjamin and Gable at WrestleMania, which in turn, you can then build up the heel Bludgeon Brothers to take the titles off of Rusev Day, and all the while Sanity is being built up to take the titles off of the Bludgeon Brothers. That, without a doubt, is the best route to go in this scenario. And it all starts with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin beating the Usos in the 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. It's going to be a great match. I'm not going to be mad if the Usos win, but I think that Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin would favor more with the tag team titles than the Usos. The Usos, they don't need the SmackDown Tag Team titles. They're great with or without gold, and they proved that in the past. Next, we got the Universal Championship match between Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, and Kane. We all know where this is heading. After I've stated numerous times that Roman Reigns is riding the Vince McMahon dick train to WrestleMania 34, we all know that Brock Lesnar's title defense at the Royal Rumble is just going to act as a bridge toward WrestleMania 34, which is quite sad. And my guess is that this is probably going to be one of the most boring triple threat matches you've ever seen. Lesnar and Strowman, we all thought that was going to be a great match at No Mercy, and all of a sudden they completely did a swerve on us and, killed Braun Strowman's momentum with one measly F5. The match was boring and slow. Kane, why is Kane, a 50-year-old Kane, why is Kane in a main event match on a big pay-per-view like the Royal Rumble? I've stated this numerous times before, and more people agree with me than disagree with me. Kane is of no relevance. No relevance whatsoever in the modern-day WWE. The man is running for mayor of Tennessee, and he's competing in a Universal Championship match. The Universal Championship is meaningless in this scenario. Completely and utterly meaningless. And it's going to be even more meaningless on Roman Reigns. Because Roman Reigns, he's holding on to that thing for God knows how long once he takes it off of Lesnar. Lesnar's going to come out victorious. I'm going to be shocked as hell if they take the title off of Lesnar. There's only one person that is worthy of taking the title off of Lesnar. Maybe two. You could put two people in the category of taking the title off of Lesnar. Roman Reigns ain't one of them. It's Braun Strowman and Finn Balor. But obviously, because Vince McMahon thinks that Balor's not over enough, meanwhile, you got the entire WWE Universe doing the hand raise with his entrance. I'm trying not to get bent out of shape over it, so I'm just going to move on from this. Brock Lesnar's going to come out victorious. I'm going to be pulling for Strowman, but obviously we know Brock Lesnar's going to come out victorious with a measly F5, couple suplexes. He's going to pin Kane. It's going to be very formulaic. It's going to be very boring. It's going to be very bland, and that's it. Very self-disappointed. Next, we have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the WWE Championship. I'm not a fan of this decision. I'm really not a fan of this decision. I would rather have rather just have them go with the triple threat stipulation. I think that would have been a much better decision than a handicap match. But I get what they're trying to do. The report going around is mainly the fact that they are pushing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens into this position to set them up for a match at WrestleMania, which I am all in. I am all in for that. I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Obviously, I wish it would have been for a championship, but then again, you can't have the world. AJ Styles needs to come out victorious. No question. AJ Styles needs to come out victorious, and that is exactly what he's going to do. If AJ Styles does not come out victorious, then I really don't know what to tell you. If AJ Styles does not come out victorious, prepare for the pitchforks, prepare for the torches to be lighted, and prepare WWE HQ to be burnt to the ground. And, well, speaking of torches and pitchforks, we're actually going to talk about the two Royal Rumbles now. Now, we all know that there are many favorites to win the Royal Rumbles on both ends. We got the Women's Royal Rumble and the favorites. We got Asuka in there. You can put Nia, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch in there. You got the Men's Royal Rumble. You got Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously. John Cena, unfortunately. Roman Reigns, Hammy the Bleach. Finn Balor. But you know what? I'm going to get like an expert opinion right now. Thunder, who do you think's going to win the Royal Rumble? Nothing, man. Nothing. Hey, that's why he's the best. But anyway, the Women's Royal Rumble. Obviously, we all know this should not be taking place for reasons already explained by various other people besides me. And mainly because of the fact that the women really haven't done anything to prove that they are worthy of a Royal Rumble. I think the Royal Rumble should have remained special. It should have really been just a one-and-done thing. One Royal Rumble each year, but now we got 2 Royal Rumbles to look forward to. The only thing that can make this Royal Rumble worthwhile is the most logical decision, to have Asuka win the Royal Rumble. I originally thought that they were going to give Asuka the Raw Women's Championship before the Royal Rumble, mainly because of the fact that she defeated Alexa Bliss. By the way, Alexa Bliss hasn't defended the title since October. I don't know if you know that. She hasn't defended the title since October, so getting the title off of Alexa Bliss would have been perfect in January. Possibly, I would have rather have Asuka and Alexa Bliss at Raw 25. You could have had Asuka take the title off of Alexa Bliss at Raw 25 instead of Roman dropping the title to The Miz. By the way, The Miz will do no good to the title. But then again, they had to go with the Roman Reigns initiative to get the title off of Roman, which in turn will set him up for a match with Brock Lesnar. But the Women's Royal Rumble, it should be good. I've been hearing there's a couple of surprises coming back. Maybe Molly Holly, Michelle McCool, or Lita. Obviously, we're going to get some NXT talent in there. Maybe the iconic duo Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Maybe Nikki Cross. I would love to see Nikki Cross in there. As far as the winner goes, Asuka needs to win. Hands down, nobody else but Asuka. There's only maybe one other person that I'd accept besides Asuka, and that's Becky Lynch. Because Becky Lynch has really been shafted ever since she lost the SmackDown Women's Championship. She's been shafted for the better part of an entire year. So Becky Lynch or Asuka would be a perfect fit for the Women's Royal Rumble winner. But obviously I'd take Asuka. And finally, the Men's Royal Rumble match. We all know that this match has sucked for the last number of years, mainly because of the fact that Vince McMahon does not know how to book a wrestling pay-per-view, especially the Royal Rumble. We all know what happened last year with Roman Reigns coming out at number 30, Randy Orton of all people winning. By the way, I was pissed. I was not happy that Randy Orton won. Should have been Bray Wyatt. Should have been either Bray Wyatt or Sami Zayn, whether you want to admit it or not. As far as this year's Royal Rumble winner goes, I'm going to make this perfectly clear. If Nakamura does not win this Royal Rumble, if you thought the burial of the disaster that was Battleground was bad, if you thought that the lashing of SummerSlam was bad, I swear on everything that I own, I swear on everything that is holy, I swear on the world and everyone, the 7.5 billion people in this world, I swear on all of them, you can expect Mount Storms to erupt. I swear to you, I swear to everyone, you can expect the lashing of all lashings, and you could expect a riot to occur. No shade on Ruby Riott, though. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the rundown for the Royal Rumble. I would like to thank each and every one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TheDJStorms. Do not forget to check out the Lightning Flash update next week. Obviously, do not forget to check out the Lightning Flash update that I posted yesterday and my rundown for NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, which will be streaming live tonight on the WWE Network. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. Thunder!